Hello everyone, so I'm back again with another PPP loan forgiveness video. And today is November 24, 2020, and I'm going to go over the new regulation, new revenue ruling that we received from the IRS, which is 20-27, on how to treat the expenses which have been forgiven as part of the PPP loan forgiveness process. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Minal Paparia. I'm a CPA, certified tax code, certified tax planner, and certified concierge accountant. I'm based in Central Valley, Pennsylvania, and we provide year-round advisory services as well as business consulting, and we are tax savings expert. So, for those of you who had listened to my prior video, which was November 5th, about 2 weeks ago, where I went over who should apply for the PPP forgiveness, who should wait, and whole all bunch of the bunch of those things. Certain portion of that thing is still valid, and I'm going to go over in detail about this revenue ruling as well as what are the next steps. So stay tuned until the end of the video, and I will try to cover as much thing as possible. So, as you know, when you're applying for the PPP loan forgiveness, as part of the forgiveness, the payroll, mortgage interest, rent, utility expenses are going to be considered as part of your PPP loan forgiveness. Now, until recently, we did not know how to treat those expenses if we had not received the PPP loan forgiveness by December 31st, 2020. But the new revenue ruling from the IRS, which is 20-27, answers that question. So, if you have received the loan forgiveness, or if the loan forgiveness is reasonably expected to occur, you cannot deduct the related expenses in 2020. So, if the business has incurred all of the needed expenses before the PPP covered period ended, they should reasonably expect that the PPP loan amount will be forgiven. Therefore, those related expenses are not eligible for tax deductions in 2020. I forgot to ask you in the beginning itself, but if you have not subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing to our channel. And also make sure to check out our Facebook page. I'm going to post a link in the description box below. I'm not creating this video as often as I should. I try as much possible, but I do post updates on this kind of new revenue rulings and tips on our Facebook page more often. You can also consider subscribing to our newsletter. Our newsletter is fully packed with lots of valuable information. I don't do this video to get paid by the YouTube, just to be honest. My whole purpose behind these videos is to help out our business owners community during this tough time. I know for sure, working closely with so many business owners, that small business owners are the ones who keeps this economy running. So I definitely want to support our business owners community here. And this is the difference between me and the other accountant or other YouTubers. I'm a CPA, but I do believe in providing valuable information for our viewers. So consider subscribing to our channel. And if you could give us some thumbs up, I would really like it. Also consider sharing this video with the other business owners who can benefit from this. So let me go over a couple examples. If you have filed for loan forgiveness and have received information from the lender that you will have the PPP loan forgiven in 2020 or 2021, you should not deduct any of the related expenses in 2020. Example number 2, I would say, if you have filed for loan forgiveness and have not heard back from the lender, but you expect that the entire loan is going to be forgiven based on the information in the application, either in 2020 or 2021, again, you should not deduct any of the related expenses in 2020. Now, what if you don't file for the loan forgiveness until 2021, but you know for sure that the entire loan is going to be forgiven based on the application that you will file in future? Again, you should not deduct any of the related expenses in 2020. And what if you have filed for the PPP loan forgiveness, and the lender has informed you that some or all of the loan will not be forgiven, you can deduct the expenses that were not used for forgiveness for on your 2020 income tax return, and you will need to document the reasons for using revenue procedure 20-51. And I'm just kind of thinking all the questions that would get asked based on this revenue ruling, and just kind of trying to cover as much as possible. So what if a business knows that it will not be eligible for any PPP loan forgiveness and withdraws or will not apply for the loan forgiveness by the due date? Then you can deduct the expenses that were not used for forgiveness on your 2020 income tax return. So, in a nutshell, if any expense is presumed to be forgiven or is forgiven already, you cannot deduct in 2020. And if you know that only the portion of the expenses are going to be forgiven, not all, then you can just deduct the portion which is not going to be forgiven. I know there are a lot of confusions around this, and I do expect in the upcoming months there will be more clarification from the IRS. In our case, again, I'm evaluating case by case basis. I was actually talking to another prospect who is not a client of ours at the moment, but he just thought, okay, PPP loan forgiveness application is very easy. Try to apply for the forgiveness for himself. He had received only $24,000 in PPP loan. Because the application was not done correctly for the forgiveness, he only received the forgiveness for $10,000, and rest $14,000 he will have to pay back. So make sure you review your application a couple of times. Have a professional accountant fill out the application on your behalf. Sometimes things that seems to be very easy are the ones which are very easy to mess up and screw up. So that's there. Now here are the next steps. I see that should be taken by most business owners. Number one, if your PPP loan proceeds are $50,000 or less, take this hit on your 2020 tax return and file it on time. Okay. Now, what if you received a PPP loan of more than $50,000? Then I would say either take the hit and file your tax return in time, or if you believe that your loan forgiveness is kind of a wishy-washy, then do consider extending your tax return for 2020, but do make sure to pay for an estimated tax payment, assuming that the loan is not going to be forgiven or a certain portion of the loan is not going to be forgiven. Now, what if your loan is over $2 million? We strongly recommend waiting and seeing. In other words, file a tax return extension and make a one-time tax payment, assuming PPP loan forgiveness will happen, and apply for the forgiveness quickly so that you know it ahead of time. If you need one-on-one consultation or you have any other question, you can feel free to give us a call at 610-989-2814. And at the same time, what I would say, uh, in the event if you're not 100% sure how to handle this for 2020, when filing your 2020 tax return, don't be in a jiffy and file the tax return. Just file the extension. Make sure you have made the estimated tax payment, because when you file the extension of the tax return, it is an extension of time to file the return. It is not an extension to pay. So make sure to do that. Our firm has been helping most of the business owner do the tax planning, considering that they will not be able to deduct these expenses for 2020 towards the income, 2020 taxable income. And that's why I don't think many of my clients would not have any problem on this side, because we have been planning already that what if their expenses are reduced, what their tax liability is going to be. So make sure to talk to your CPA. And if you would like more detailed one-on-one deeper discussion with me, I only have few spots available for next few weeks. And we do have, again, the capacity to accept few more new clients, before we start again the waiting list for the new clients. So you can find the link to schedule a meeting with me in the description box. I'm going to put all the links in the description box. Thanks for tuning in, and I would love if you consider subscribing to our channel. Also consider sharing this video with the other subscribers or the other business owners who can benefit from this. Again, thank you for your time and have a good day.